Fighting games are the pinnacle of competitive video gaming. Many games require you to press extremely precise inputs in quick succession, while others require almost perfect movement. Most fighting games can be put into two categories: arcade fighters and platform fighters. And there's also wherever the fuck Jump Force is, but we're just not going to talk about that. For my whole life, I've been interested in fighting games. I love watching sweaty nerds get up on stage and play a game like how I imagine Picasso painted the Mona Lisa, and then proceed to give the most awkward, sweaty fist bump of all time. It's beautiful. I've always wanted to be up on that stage and receive an awkward, sweaty fist bump, but in order to achieve that goal, I needed to choose a game. A game I would master. A game I would grow sweaty and fat on. I chose Melee. And why? Because it looks fucking easy. Pretty much my goal with this challenge is to become master, maybe even grandmaster, within 7 days. And I honestly think it's very doable. I picked Melee because it's an old game and everyone knows old games are easy. Like Pong, I could fucking destroy anyone in Pong. Retro cycles? Don't even get me started. On my journey, the very first thing I did was
legally acquire a copy of Melee.
And then I downloaded a software called Slippy that
legally
allows you to play Melee online. And then I sat down and I mentally prepared myself for the challenge I just put myself into. The first thing every gamer has to do in any game is pick a character to main. And honestly, I hate this part of every video game. I think it's kinda lame to psychoanalyze my playstyle in order to determine what character I want to play. Instead, I developed a flawless technique to determine what character I want to play. It's called Pick Who You Think Is Hot. So of course, I picked who I believe is the hottest character in any Smash game to date, Sheik. Now immediately after pulling up my pants, I decided to look into Sheik gameplay. I watched a few tutorials, but I got fucking bored of that, and then I decided to just play the game. I spent a few more minutes in training, and then I got bored of that too, and decided to play a game, a ranked game. See, if you're broke like me, Slippy only allows you to play ranked every 4 days, and to say I got shit on is an understatement. I played against a Fox, which is already a hard matchup for Sheik, but then he whipped out this satanic move called wave dashing while I was sitting there like, should I use X or Y to jump? I then proceeded to get my ass kicked for 8 more stocks without even getting a single one off on this guy. This is when I realized this challenge is going to be a little bit harder than I expected. This is when I realized I needed to train. Remember that wave dashing thing I talked about? Yeah, it's fucking hard. There's a whole debate within the Melee community on whether this is a glitch or an exploit. So I'm not going to call it either, but what it is really fucking hard to do consistently. This move is the pinnacle of easy to learn, but hard to master. Because in order to pull it off, you have to jump, and then within 1 frame air dash, at least for a perfect wave dash. The limit for imperfect wave dash is about 5 frames, which is still incredibly hard to hit. I spent the vast majority of this day just learning wave dashing and similar moves. The only skill I really perfected after hours of training was dash dancing, but that isn't really difficult. Since I couldn't play ranked today, I had to put these skills to test against the plebeians in unranked queue. And you know, I got a couple of them. I did pretty good. Okay, maybe my ass was handed to me just a little, but I won a single game against someone who is debatably a human. But it doesn't matter. That is just the first corpse that lays in the wake that I am creating on my journey to a Melee god. On day 3, I discovered this beautiful software called Uncle Punch. All it is a modded version of Melee to have a few maps to make it easier to learn the incredibly precise and difficult movement and combat of Melee. I spent the whole day just on Uncle Punch trying to master movement. I perfected wave dashing, on platforms at least. I tried to learn as many combos as I could on Sheik, and I mastered a couple of them. On every Sheik tutorial that I watched, everyone said the most important thing to do on Sheik was learn edge guarding. And at this point, my edge guarding definitely needed work, since half the time I tried to up B, I would accidentally side B and throw out a chain and then immediately fucking die. I spent as long as I can reasonably spend on these challenges just trying to perfect movement, since movement is the most important part of Melee. not going to bore you with this whole training arc since this probably was the least interesting day, but it is the day where I probably learned the most skills. So, remember yesterday when I said I did nothing but train? Well, apparently the training did jack fucking shit. I queued up for unranked again and got my ass handed to me in every way you could possibly imagine. For some reason, whenever I entered an actual game, every single skill that I just learned went out the fucking window. I can't wave dash, I can't dash dash, I can't even up B. But as Ellen DeGeneres once said, there will be risk when you fail. And take risks, but there are risks that time succeed. Both are equally important. So I picked up my controller and just kept playing. I played my fucking heart off. In between every match, I would microgoon, and then once I got into the match, I would get my ass kicked, and then I went right back to it. Eventually, I started doing the ass kicking. I would successfully hit a beautiful edge guard instead of falling off and dying, and I would recover. I wouldn't side B, I wouldn't throw out my stupid chain, I would recover. I could wave dash like 5% of the time, but I could still hit it, and it would be really cool sometimes when I hit it. At this point, the only thing limiting me from becoming the best melee player was my ability to implement the combos, the movement, everything else that I learned into my gameplay. So that's what I spent the next few days doing. The only thing that was really impeding me on this challenge was the fact that I am forced to have a life. I can really only spend at most 4 hours a day playing Melee, which is beta male numbers. I wish I could spend the whole day just running it down with Sheik, but I really couldn't. I really tried to make the most of my time. For the next few days, I would spend usually an hour on Uncle Pudge training mode. Then I would just play unranked. Most of this was streamed over on my Twitch that you could go check out in the link below. But while I was streaming, people would pop in and drop some wisdom. Someone came in and said, you should watch J-Mook. J-Mook pretty much is unanimously agreed to be one of the best, if not the best Sheik players. So I watched as much J-Mook as I possibly could. If I was eating, I was watching J-Mook. If I was shitting, I was watching J-Mook. If I was driving, I was fucking watching J-Mook. The combos he pulls off are downright beautiful. I couldn't even dream about making combos that good. The fact that this man and I play the same fucking character just makes me cream a little. But for these days, the cycle was pretty much the same. Wake up, watch J-Mook, think about playing Melee all day. Play Melee, then go to sleep. That was until... That's right. We're playing fucking ranked again. I win probably half of the unranked games I play at this point. So going into this, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get a decent rank. So let me show you pretty much how this day went. Okay, I just got my ass kicked, but he's like gold. Okay, I just got my ass kicked, but he's like silver. Okay, I just got my ass kicked. Okay, I just got my ass kicked. Okay, I just got my ass kicked.
It's not.
Okay, I'm not going to end stream until I fucking win. Bursting a Falco, not expecting much since he's a counter pick, but still going to play my fucking heart out. The first thing I noticed, this guy sucks. Once he's off the map though, he's great on the ground, just can't play in the air, so my goal is get him in the air as much as possible, and for the first round, I succeed. But for round 2, he hits me with Fox, which is even better than Falco at countering Sheik. He's a little better at staying on the ground with his Fox, so I can't even do much. And I end up losing this round, since it's Pokemon Stadium and he just stood on the fucking floor the whole time. But we still got one more round. Final round. All or nothing, stakes are high. He may seem pretty upset about how nasty my chain grabs have been. They're nasty as hell. They'll make any sane man want to kill themselves. Luckily for me, I was able to pick a map that would force Fox into the air. And let's just say, he was not happy. Fox practically handed me this victory with how much he was throwing. I won this match with almost 3 stocks until he kind of started kicking my ass in the end, but I got him with 1 stock left, even though I just lost 2. Doesn't matter, I won the match, I can end stream and go the fuck to bed. So get fucked everyone that doubted me. Now how do I feel after this challenge? First of all, I was completely fucking wrong. Melee is not easy. It's quite possibly one of the hardest games I have ever played. Period. Just learning the basic mechanics of this game took days, but the hardest part was learning how to beat other players. What is the most valuable thing about Melee I took away from this? It doesn't really matter how you play, it matters more about understanding how your opponents play. And the one ranked match that I did win, I won only because I could see what my opponent's weakness was. I played like shit for maybe that whole game. I didn't land a single wave dash. I was barely doing any edge guarding, and for some reason, I still won. I'm probably going to keep playing Melee. I'll probably do an update video within a month or so stay posted, subscribe. I only have 30 subscribers, so that really means a lot. Don't really have too much more to say about this. I hope you really enjoyed this video since I had a lot of fun making it, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching.